Hi, welcome to Progress DMS. Today I'd like to show you some of the functions in the T-Card itself. In prior casts I've done the overview which shows you very quickly what's changed. Today I'd like to focus a little bit more on the specifics of that. If we go to the customer record here, you'll see now that this is changed ever so slightly. A couple of alterations. You're able to add, if you need to, additional telephone numbers and set using these toggles which is the default. So if you're seeing a customer in and they give you their work number as their preferred number and you update that, when you come back to the T-Card itself you'll see that the alterations have been made and therefore you get that default in your list to start with. And that really just tells everybody what the customer said is their preferred contact number. As I showed you in previous casts, you're still able to send messages. Irrespective of that, you can then obviously go and change the telephone number. In addition to that, if we go back to the customer record, there is a facility dependent on license to do a vehicle postcode lookup. On this one I'm just going to simply change the postcode in there, and in doing so let's go and have a look at the map. Now this is going to give you the directions from your dealership to the customer, or from the customer to the dealership. It's just a very quick way of being able to give the customer printable information or emailable information about how to navigate to your dealership based on their current location. Let's go back to the customer record. We still have the facilities here for adding the customer kit glove type, and you're able to define multiple types in file maintenance. And if we update that, that has now set this customer as a VIP customer. Coming on to vehicle, what we find here then is that the navigation has been simplified. We have a standard set of data that all dealerships use, and we find that now that data is changed, the model changes and frequency are much better. You'll also notice in this version we've broken the relationship between vehicle reg and the whip. You can change the vehicle registration number. If it's a cherished plate and it's changed, you can change it as many times as you like, and all we do in background is we just monitor those changes. Registration date and so forth, you're free to set that if you choose, but it's often not needed. Going back to the job details, we covered most of this off in prior screencasts, and we're going to come on to a separate cast about the cleaning process, so you can see how the interaction works with the valeting team and the reports and other bits and pieces that you can get out of here. On the right hand side, we didn't focus very much on the part 1 of the T-Card. I'm just going to look a little bit closer at the navigation around adding new notes. You do have the ability to add your own new templates, so here you can put in your message types, headings and templates and add those. We do have a facility, much as we did before, for adding free text within there. We still have the integration with either VoiceSafe or some of Progress DMS's own telephone systems, and the send customer text message does exactly the same as this one, so we've just doubled up on the navigation. So if we select that, you'll see that it still goes through to the same page and you can send off your text messages from there. One other big change here is there were 2 buttons. If you do want to send this note internally, let's go back and have a look at that again. So it's underneath the note, you send it internally. From here you can select your user, you can select a location, and again you can have multiple locations on here if you wanted to send it cross group. You select the individual you want to send a message to, you can select multiple, and there pop in your subject line, pop in the message and then send, and that of course is going to send the messages in the same way that it used to. Hopefully that makes things a bit clearer in terms of navigation around the T-Card. In the next cast, in part 3, I'm going to come on to how you create valeting requests and what that looks like for the valeting team. Thank you for now.